antique 19th century brown silk two-piece walking dress. Jacket is military style with the gold buttons, which may not be original. Good condition with some splits in the silk, minor edge wear, closure to the skirt is missing, small holes on the right shoulder. What can we start this at? 100. I love the design of those cuffs. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And the skirt. Wow, I'd wear that today. 100, 110, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110 now. I wish they fit me. Are you kidding? 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110 now, 120, 120 now, 130. When we were photographing them, we had to use child mannequins in order to photograph them appropriately. 130 now, 140, 140, 140, 130, 140, 140, 140, 130, 140, 140, 140, 130, would you bid 140, could you give 140, could you go 140, 130, 140, 140, 140, 130, 140, 140, 140, 130, 140, 140, 140, all in, all done. Yeah, look at that, I had a little room for the bustle there. 130 now, 140 going once, cheap, cheap, cheap folks. 130 now, 140 going twice. Last call. Sold, $130 to the Dana Auctions bidder. All right, folks, lot 39, we have two antique black silk dresses. They are as is. A sheer black off-white stripe, black and off-white stripe with lace cuffs, Battenberg embellished front. There's also gim trim on the arms. It's in poor condition with spots, discoloration, tears, fraying, missing closures, along with a black silk dress with jet bead embellishment on the collar and cuffs. Front is pleated. Also in fair condition with splits under the arms and other wear. What can we start this at?
10.
10 bit 15 bit 15 bit 15 15 bit 20 bit 20 bit 20 15 bit 20 15 bit 20 bit 20 bit 20 20 now 25 25 and now 30 bit 30 bit 30 25 bit 30 bit 30 bit 30 30 now 35 bit 35 bit 35 30 is the bid now 35 30 would you bid 35 could you give 35 could you go 35 30 bit 35 bit 35 bit 35. Some really great elements in both these dresses would be great to reproduce, folks. 30 bid 35 and 35 and 35. 30 is the bid now 35. 30 would you bid 35 and now 40 bid 40 bid 40. 35 bid 40 bid 40 bid 40. 35 bid 40. 40 now 45 and 45 and 45. 2 for 1 money. 40 bid 45 and 45 and 45. 40 is the bid now 45 and 45 and 45. 40 would you bid 45? Could you give 45? Could you go 45? All in, all done. 40 bid 45 bid 45 going once. 40 bid $45 going twice. Last call in time. 45 and now 50 bid 50 bid 50. 45 bid 50 bid 50 bid 50. 45 bid 50. 50 now 60 bid 60 bid 60. 50 bid 60 bid 60 bid 60. 60 bid 70 bid 70 bid 70. 60 bid 70 bid 70 bid 70. 60 would you bid 70, could you give 70, 70 now, 80 bid 80 bid 80, 70 bid 80 bid 80 bid 80, 70 bid 80 bid 80 bid 80, all in, all done. 70 bid $80 going once. 70 bid $80 going twice. Last call. Sold $70. That went to the Dana Auctions bidder. Here's a great dress, folks. Lot number 40. Antique circa 1870. 3-piece silk dress with a chinoiserie print. So it's centennial era, and we believe it may be a copy of a 1770s dress, perhaps a costume. Let's see, in fair condition with splits to silk, and the skirt panniers have to the skirt and the panniers, and there are spots on the bodice. What can we start it at?
160.
160, 170, 170, 170, 160, 170, 170, 170, 170, now 180, 180, 180, 170, 180, 180, 180, 180, 190, 190, 190. 180, would you bid 190? Could you give 190? Could you go 190? 180, 190, 190, 190. It's like a little pagoda print, right?
It's almost like a skirt, like, trying to think of the word.
It's like a reproduction of an older skirt, yeah.
Anglaise, yeah, the Anglaise, like 18th century.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 180, 190, lunch ready, honey? 180, 190, 190, 190. Alan, you were in first. You go first if you'd like. 180, 190, 190. You're passing. Kathy, you're up. 180, 190. You're passing. Danny, you'll be up. 180, 190, 190, 190, 180, 190, 190, 190. 180, would you bid 190? Could you give 190? Could you go 190? All in, all done. 180 now, 190 going once. 180 now, 190 going twice. Last call in time. 190 now, 200 bid, 200 bid, 200. 190 now, 200 bid, 200 bid, 200. Look, I know you're from Canada and there's a little bit of a lag, but stop waiting till the last second. Get those bids in. I don't want to lose them. 190 now, 200 bid, 200 bid, 200. 190's bid now, 200. 190 now, $200 going once. You heard me. 190 now, $200 going twice. Last call. And we sold it $190. That went to the Dana Auctions bidder.
Okay.
And yeah, Country Road bidding, lunch is served if you want to
I
just
told
help
her she's
yourselves.
up. She get up first, so.
Okay. You guys tag team too, huh?
Yes, everything.
Lot number 41. We have 2 antique ivory silk dresses. Includes a silk shantung sleeveless dress with the belt and jacket in fair condition with many spots and watermarks, along with an ivory satin silk sleeveless gown with a waistband and belt that closes with a rosette. That's really sweet. Fair condition with discolorations and spots. What can we start it at?
35.
35 and now 40 bit 40 bit 40, 35 bit 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 40, 40 bit 45 bit 45 bit 45, 40 is the bit now 45, 45 bit 50 bit 50 bit 50, 45 bit 50 bit 50 bit 50, 45 would you bid 50, could you get 50, could you go 50, 45 bit 50 bit 50 bit 50, I have 45 bit 50 bit 50 bit 50, all in, all done. You're getting a bargain here, folks. It's 2 for 1 money. That's like $25 a piece. Silk, 45 bid, $50 going once. 50 now, 60 bid, 60 bid, 60, 50 bid, 60 bid, 60 bid, 60. 50 would you bid, 60 could you give, 60 could you go, 60. 50 bid, 60 bid, 60 bid, 60, all in, all done. 50 bid, $60 going once. 50 bid, $60 going twice. Last call in time. 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70, 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70. 60 would you bid, 70 could you give, 70 could you go, 70, 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70. 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70, 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70, all in, all done. I told Matt we were managing. 60 bid, 70 going once. 60 bid, $70 going twice. Last call. We sold it $60 to live auctioneer bidder. Lot number 42, we have an antique, I love this print. Green wool challis, girl's dress. The ribbon stripes are fussy cut on the bodice, waist, cuff, sleeves, ruffle, and pleats in the skirt. It is in fair condition with several holes and wears and splits throughout the dress. But that is a great, great piece. What can we start it at?
60.
60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70, 60 bid, 70 bid, 70 bid, 70, 70 bid, 80 bid, 80 bid, 80, 80 bid, 90 bid, 90 bid, 90, 80 bid, 90 bid, 90 bid, 90, 90 now 100, 100, 100, 100, 110, and 110, and 110. I had a hard time dating this because that looks Prussian green to me, which is about 1845, but I thought the style was a little bit later. It's just a really, really great piece. 100, 110, and 110, and 110, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110, would you bid 120, could you give 120, could you go 120, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110 now, 120, 120, 120, 110, would you bid 120, could you give 120, could you go 120, 120, 130, 130, 130, 120, 130, 130, 130, 120, 130, 130, 130, 120, would you bid 130, could you give 130, could you go 130, 120, 130, 130, 130, all in, all done. 120 now, 130 going once. 120 now, 130 going twice. Last call. And we sold it $120 to the Dana Auctions bidder. Lot 43, we have an antique circa 1850 wool challis wrapper with a brown and Prussian green stripe floral print. Look at that. Long sleeves, velvet ribbon at the cuffs and the 2 pockets. Fair condition with wear under the armpits, missing buttons, and small hole in the back, and wear to the hem edge. But that's a great, oh my God. Look at that. There's another print on the inside too. What can we start this with, Alan?
140.
140, 150, 150, 150, 140, 150, 150, 150, 140, 150, 150, 150, 140, 150, 150, 150, 140, 150, 150, 150. 140, would you bid 150? Could you give 150? Could you go 150? 150 now, 160, 160, 160. I thought you might like that. 150, 160, 160, 160, 150, 160, 160, 160. 150, would you bid 160? Could you give 160? Could you go 160? 150, 160, 160, 160, 150, 160, 160, 160. All in, all done. You're getting a great deal on it too. 160 now, 170, 170, 170, 160, 170, 170, 170. Come on, get back in there, don't lose it. 160, would you bid 170? Could you give 170? Could you go 170? 160, 170, 170, 170. All in, all done. 160 now, 170 going once. 160 now, 170 going twice. Last call. And we sold it, $160.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.